Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back to another video, ASMR video. I am not wearing any headphones because I do sort of need to have my hands more or less free in this video. I'm hoping everything I do is in focus, but I got a request for another sort of soft touch focused video, soft touch focus. And in this one, I was definitely taking a lot of inspiration from other ASMR artists, especially Tyson ASMR does a lot of these good ones, and just focusing on relaxing yourself and sort of giving myself ASMR through physical soft touch rather than through just the auditory stuff. So I'll probably mostly be focusing on my face and my neck, but I do have, I'm wearing a tank top so that I can get a little bit of my sort of, I think I looked up how to pronounce it, and it is décolleté. I think I'm also going to try to put back my hair a little bit just to get it out of the way for our purposes. And I did bring a couple tools with me, including this fluffy brush that I love to use here, and then I have this, which is an incense stick, but it is the side that is doesn't have the actual incense on it, so it just has the wooden part on it into this nice little tip here. That's already the nicest one. Wow. So maybe I should just first start. I'll give myself a little bit of deep breaths while I just start getting my skin acquainted with my touch. I do a lot of self-soothing gestures, as my therapist calls them, throughout the day, which you could call like self-touch in a way, but I feel like it's often stress-induced and not very soft. I'm often, massaging like a shoulder or going like that repeatedly, and things of that nature. But I don't often just treat myself to soft touch, just very light touches, except for the ASMR. And so I think, I should incorporate more soft touch into my life, because even just doing it for a little, like a minute or two here, it's already very relaxing. I think maybe it just takes sort of time, focus, concentration to get into this sort of relaxing headspace, to slow down my movements. But I'm sort of finding that it's quite nice along the side of my neck and this sort of shoulder area, and then this part of my neck. sort of stretching to either side as I just figure out the nicer areas for me personally, because everybody's different in terms of, you know, where they prefer to be touched, even in a, you know, in every possible way you could think of that. But in this case, you know, a non-sexual touch. For example, I do find it quite relaxing to go over my eyebrows. I have some makeup on at the moment, but they're still quite soft, and I don't know, maybe I hold some tension here. I don't know what the science behind it is, but so I think a nice sort of caress along my cheeks is quite nice. And I have my hair back, so I'm sort of trying to go behind my ears a little bit here, because that's also very nice. It's like where cats like to be touched. But it's quite nice. And even just along the shell of the ear very lightly. I think I'm going to introduce this one first. I always know that this is really tingly for me. I think having a finer point, I sort of share in Tyson ASMR's preference for that, which is where I got the idea to do the incense stick. Yes, it's nice against the eyebrows as well with the incense stick. It's interesting too, because different objects or textures can have, you know, can stimulate different sort of areas of the body, so I think having like a fine point like this, I really enjoy tracing my lip line. So never getting it in the mouth, but just really subtly going around it. And then I know it's nice to sort of glide it down the neck as well. Just a very light touch. And then I can sort of zigzag it across the chest a little bit. Along the collarbone in particular. I think that's always nice. Along the collarbone. I think that's another area that I massage a lot when I'm stressed out. But this thing is really good to get in those sort of like nooks and crannies of the face. So, can trace along my nose. It's actually a good trick with babies. Not that I don't have a baby, but I've heard, family. I've heard that it's a good trick with babies to take the, you can just take a finger and sort of down their nose like that. I always find those sort of sweeping down motions are very tingly for ASMR as well. Maybe that's that baby nurturing instinct, but to have it gliding down like that always puts me to sleep. So I think that can be a nice motion with self ASMR as well. And I can reverse it. I know from the early days of YouTube, I followed these people that, I know this random fact from the people I follow back then, This is called the glabella space sort of between your eyebrows here. I believe that is what it's called. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I would hate to get that wrong. It's nice in the eye area. I know Tyson ASMR goes really close up to the eye, which freaks some people out, but it's really, really, really light. I'm going so careful and so light. And it's very tingly. Wow, it's really nice to kind of get it into the scalp just a little bit. Ooh, that's giving me lots of tingles. I used to have one of those head massagers, but my head massager broke. Well, I think it got a little squished in my drawer, and I need to get a new one. I know they're not that expensive. I should just get a new one, but it's one of those things I haven't gotten around to yet. I'm also moving very soon, so that has been taking up some of my time, in addition to some of the personal struggles that I referenced in my community post, but don't really want to get into the specifics of that. But I think when I'm more settled as well, it'll be a lot easier to do ASMR videos and set up more of a studio space, get a little bit more creative with my backgrounds and my decorations and things like that, because I think it's just hard to really spread out when I know I'm about to leave. I don't want to acquire a bunch of new items right before I leave. So I'm kind of waiting on a few things, and then I have a lot of ideas. So I move in October, so it's not too long, and I will be doing my best to make good content until then as well. But just wanted to give that a flag as something that I think in the long run will be good for my videos. I'll have more of a settled space to work in. I kind of just like looping around my face, definitely going around the outline of it, especially like this part of my scalp, like right here for some reason. It's probably getting a bit messed up, but no worries. It's better if I go a little bit lighter. Very, very, very light, feather light touch. Lighter than it probably looks. That's very nice. Every time I do this, I think, why don't I do this more? I think it's nice to treat yourself and to get in touch with your body. It's very grounding, especially if you're someone like me who struggles with anxiety. It can be extremely grounding to just focus on sensations in the body. Alright, I'm going to try to get a little bit of this brush in before my camera dies. It'll be a little bit of a shorter video, but hopefully short is better than nothing, and you can tell me what you like more of really want to see in the future, because I'm very happy to do more videos like this. I was really happy to see that somebody requested it, because I love this kind of video personally. I really enjoy watching it. I get very strong ASMR tingles from it, and then I think making it is also an opportunity to treat myself, as well as hopefully something that you enjoy, but I can also use it as a way to meditate and relax myself. So I think I really like to make this type of video. I try to do a good mix of content that's, you know, these sort of gentle touch based ASMR videos that I really respond to personally. This sort of visual ASMR that really gets your mirror neurons working and puts you in that relaxed state. But then I'm also someone who loves old school, simple ASMR and has a lot of interests that I want to use this channel as an opportunity to share. So those are sort of my other videos about philosophy and poetry. So, like a lot of my projects, it ends up being a hodgepodge of things that just feel right together. So hopefully it feels right to you too, and it's also enjoyable for you guys. So I'll do the baby thing on my face a little bit more. Getting a bit behind my ears. And this big fluffy brush is sort of just a good counterbalance to the more exacting pressure of the incense stick. And I think the name of the game too, with getting tingles, triggers, ASMR, whatever, is variance. And you know, you get sort of trigger immunity or tingle immunity, whatever it's called, when you watch too much of the same thing or watch too much ASMR. So it can be good to switch up, you know, what you watch, but also when you're giving a massage or sort of a soft touches to yourself, to after your body habituates to one sensation, you can pivot over to a new sensation, which your body will respond in a new way to, with a sort of renewed vigor, or it will have renewed power. Wow, behind the back there is fairly nice. I think that's what I found last video when I was brushing, just sort of behind my neck, along my shoulders, almost to my back. And I'll do the same on this side. Gives me chills sometimes in like a really nice way. When I went down on my spine right there, in the back of my neck. And even brushing sort of the back of my scalp a little bit. A little bit. A little bit. I always want to be someone who can just, let their freak flag fly, and I sort of am doing that by having an ASMR channel, but these are the sort of ASMR videos where I get a little self-conscious because it probably looks really weird if you don't understand ASMR. But if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. I mean, there's a lot of stuff like that in life. If it's not for you, just click away. But I definitely know that it's not just me who's into ASMR. So, and I discovered it when I was so young. I really thought it was going to be a secret I had to bring to the grave, but it's become so mainstream now. Well, I say that comparatively speaking. I mean, it started as a whisper Facebook group. So I guess it's all up from there, but it definitely has become more mainstream in a way that I think is quite nice for me. It makes me a little bit less self-conscious, or that people will have the wrong idea. But I think the real point should be just doing what I love and what I want, no matter what anyone thinks. But it's a lot easier said than done. So before I get too far into a rambly speech, I will start to say my goodnights here. Sorry if you see me keep looking up to the corner here. I think it's where my microphone is, so I'm sort of looking to it. It's probably a bad habit I need to get over, but I could do better at looking into the camera. But we're all on this ASMR journey together, and you tell me what you like, what suggestions you have, what you'd like to see more of. And at the very least, I hope that this was tingly for you. I hope that you were able to get some mirror neuron, secondhand tingles from it all, and that this has been an enjoyable experience that has gotten you ready for bed, put you in a relaxed mood, and given you some sense of peace. So, with that said, I will bid you adieu. I will say my good night. So, good night to all of you. I hope you enjoyed it, and please tell me what you like and what you want to see more of. And I'm getting back into the swing of things, so I appreciate everyone who's bared with me as I'm been going through a tumultuous period, but I really appreciate that, if there's anyone that's watching at all. So thank you, my ASMR friends. Thank you for being ASMR weirdos with me, and as cheesy as that sounds, I do appreciate it, and I'm gonna make a lot more, so just stay tuned. Give me your suggestions.